Hello there, a very happy Friday to you. I hope you've had a great week and you're already flying in February. And thank you so much for stopping by to check out the Green Pill. Yes, it's the place where a regular guy just brings you a data source and an actionable tip for anyone motivated to make a positive change in their life. And it's all focused on my anointed six key pillars to good health, that being sleep, nutrition, movement, meditation, people, and purpose. And we spent a lot of time over the last few weeks focusing on the first three, the foundational pillars that pretty much everybody knows about. And now I want to get into the fun stuff, the other three, the mental pillars, or as I consider them, the three spiritual pillars. And that takes me nicely onto this week's, that being meditation. I think that's the first thing people think of when they think of meditation. There's connotations around spiritual, quirky, hipstery fluff. Most don't know that there's about a decade or more than a decade of solid scientific studies that show meditation literally changes the way your brain looks. It's a scientific fact, the mental health benefits. And I think everyone's made this common misconception at some point. And so is our data source this week, Michael Action Smith, the co-founder of the number one meditation app in the world, Calm. And anyone who listens to A Diary of a CEO will recognize the quote in the title of this episode is Michael's reaction when one of his friends first told him to meditate. And he wasn't sold at the start, but I think he shares his story on that podcast about how he was going through some health issues mentally and physically under the burden of entrepreneurship. And once he had tried meditation and saw the life-changing benefits, he made his life's work. And he does a beautiful job of explaining how we should really think about meditation. And it's a mental workout. And just in the same way we acknowledge we need physical workouts, we need to train our muscles and our hearts to make them stronger and stop them going weaker. It's kind of a move it or lose it concept. It's exactly the same with our minds. And he does a great job of explaining in simple terms the science that it essentially reduces the activity in the emotional part of the brain, the amygdala, and increases the activity in the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of our brain. So this whole less emotional, more rational training for our minds begin. And the benefit to us, well, as Michael puts it, we are able to react less and we're able to respond more. And that's just because we have greater awareness of our thoughts and our feelings. And you might be thinking that's all well and good, but in layman's terms, how does that really benefit me? The fact of the matter is, in every possible way that matters. Michael shares, the co-founder of what's now a $2 billion business, shares it's made him better at business, as a business worker, as a professional, as a leader. When you're able to make calm decisions, you're able to make better decisions. I think that's true for every single one of us in whatever we do. It also benefits us in our relationships. Michael shares very openly that he had a lot of unsuccessful relationships, and being more mindful has been transformative for him. And I think finally, and most probably obviously, it benefits your health. And Michael shares that there's a stat that 1 in 4 people suffer from mental health, but he argues very much it's 1 in 1. And I couldn't agree more. We all have minds and we will all face mental stresses and challenges, at some point in life. It's really important. But one thing I absolutely loved was that he acknowledged that meditation wasn't a silver bullet. It wasn't enough. He shared a lot about his own health problems as recently as last year because he was neglecting the other key areas that he mentioned: sleep, he mentioned movement, he mentioned nutrition. Sounds familiar. And it was refreshing to hear someone who runs a business not just promote what he's selling, but also accept the fact that health is holistic. I talk about the 6 key pillars of good health, but in my own personal experience, I consider meditation to be the most important. It's the one I can't go a day without. I look back at life before and after, and it's been fundamentally different because when you lack that awareness of your thoughts and your feelings, you are kind of just in emotional autopilot and you're just doing things. But when you get that awareness, you just feel so much more in control of life. I guess that takes us on to this week's action point, and there can't really be another one. Give it a try. Try meditation, and specifically try it with an app. I think it's a nice, simple way to start. I started actually with the Headspace app, which I love and always recommend to anybody beginning because the sessions are short and they're very simply explained. So it's a very easy way to build a practice. Whatever level you're at, if you're trying to build a practice, I would say just consider it like the gym. It takes time to get good at anything, and it takes time to see the benefits. But as Michael very much shares, the benefits include not only being healthier, but being better in your relationships, being better at work, just being better really at life. I hope you got some value out of this. Feel free to share your thoughts with me. I'd love to hear your feedback and how you get on. Hope you have a lovely weekend, and remember to stack the odds in your favor and feel good now.